Welcome to Sissy Concepts, the show about achieving competitive success and understanding or seeing your situation and your opportunities and understanding and advancing your unique strategic position. I'm your host, Mr. Balderdash, and today the topic of discussion is personal interactions. Hey everyone, the name is Mr. Balderdash. Get ready to learn a little about Sun Tzu. This show will break down 9 basic principles of a success model. Get ready to find opportunities in your problems. We get more out of life by understanding positions. Then we listen, aim, move, and claim for the rest. 3, 2, 1, hit it! Strategy just for you. The thing is that people are constantly colliding with each other. Just like for this, I got B-roll footage of a game of pool I played with a friend and my interaction with them one day. And the thing is, the more energy you put into your moves, just like the more energy you put into hitting the cue, the more bouncing around that there tends to be. The thing is that this frustrates a lot of people because to a lot of people, success is about going in a straight line and about getting stuff done in a pre-planned kind of manner. That's not what success is. The thing is that we have to see each encounter really as a source of progress for ourselves. That really what ends up happening is that it's the sum of all these interactions that lead to our information and really lead us, taking us to our goals, is really just the sum of all those things. It's also a lot like when you go to section 6 of the Warriors Rulebook talking about campaigning. It's the sum of all those moves that ultimately end up to your campaign, not for the most part each particular event, while some may be more key than others. If you look at campaigns and battles in history, you can kind of understand what I'm talking about there. But it just connects to that. But anyway, so basically there's 6 basic challenges and opportunities that we end up facing when it comes to interactions with others. The first challenge that we usually face is trying to foresee the path of the bounce, of our bounce. Just like when it comes to pool, we'll actually know a little bit different than when it comes to the pool, because pool you can calculate things and it's a deterministic process. Here the thing is that what holds us back is that pushing people push back. Pushing people toward our goals is not how you want to do things. Like a good salesman is a person who pulls people into a sale, not pushes them into it. The thing is that when we push people, we don't end up going in the direction that we want. And what I mean by push people, it's not just conflict, even in interactions is in a sense just like bouncing balls in billiards or pool, whatever you want to call it. It ends up taking you in different directions that you can't foresee which way you're going to go in the end. And the real solution to that problem that you have is, the key to it is understanding that hidden opportunities are foreseeable. Just like hidden challenges in an interaction are also unforeseeable, your hidden opportunities are as well unforeseeable. And the thing is that even though they're unforeseeable, when you get to interacting with a certain person over time, you can start building correct expectations about certain kinds of events. Now, don't get too satisfied into them, because we'll get more into that a little bit later, since it's all about interactions today. But it does usually help over a series of interactions. That's why, like I said, the last one, a smaller group of people, because you have more time to invest in them and get deeper information, more time to interact with them and build that knowledge of them, getting the right information. So the next challenge that we really face is really the urge to determine. It's really similar to the first challenge, except what we're trying to do is determine exactly how really an interaction will take place, how exactly it's going to go, how our reactions are going to cause certain reactions from them, that kind of stuff. And really what holds us back is that we naturally want to predict how an interaction is going to go, how it's going to end up, not just for us, but also for them. And really what the key to that is just understanding that in any interaction, and if we've had interactions with a lot of people before, you'd really understand that in any interaction there could be a lot of things that could happen. Goes in any direction. Hidden things come up, certain things happen during the interaction. It's really a game of learning, a game of adapting, and that's what you should take it as. Is if you try to fix yourself according to your expectations, you're going to be set up for failure. But if you set yourself up to knowing that the interaction can go in any direction, anything can happen, you set yourself up for adapting to the interaction itself. Surprise, see? The next challenge that you face is being able to predict. Predict and determine are two different things. Determine really sets that you feel like you know what's going to happen, while predicting really takes a look at possibilities and taking the most likely possibility. What holds us back from progress is we really don't know how and when people are likely to make certain kinds of decisions or do certain things in interaction. We have to make those decisions to make progress during interactions, to understand the interaction, but we don't know those things. Thing is that Sun Tzu's specific warriors rules here teach when people put themselves in likely situations to do which are likely to do certain things. It's not deterministic, but it takes a look at probabilities. It's just like with 1.1, you look at it, it's like you can't determine where a position path will lead, but you can see basically through the characteristics of a position how it'll travel on a path. It's a probabilistic way of looking at interactions. The thing about it is that spilling one of the warriors rules here is that habits, people tend to follow habits. In an interaction, if you notice people have a habit, you can expect that they'll follow that habit, but people do also at one point or another break habits. Normally that requires, though, something on the outside, something in their environment to change as well. The fourth challenge that you face is, though, really asking questions and using them. Sun Tzu teaches you must question the situation. What holds us back from progress is either we forget or we really hate asking questions to others. For one reason or another, we hate looking stupid, or it's just not something that we normally think about doing, which is why we forget, which is normally my problem. We have to ask questions, and really to look at it, we should see that there's three basic advantages in asking questions. First of all, it puts control into the interaction. By asking questions, you're controlling how people can respond to you. You're setting, in order to respond logically, they have to, answer in a certain kind of way. They have to think. Talking about thinking, the second advantage is that they're using their mental power for you. They're just like in 2.2. I talked about how you have to have people use their mental processing for you. Just like in 2.2, I talked about how you try to get people to think and process the situation because they can see unique ways, and that's one way we do it, is using questions. Questions help people use the power of their minds for us, and of course it works the same way the other way around, which is about good interactions. The third advantage is predictability. When you ask a closed-ended question, for example, closed-ended questions get a certain kind of response. You can be able to predict what exactly they'll do because you're asking a certain kind of question. Especially the better you know because you've interacted with them more. The fifth challenge that you face is that of a very interesting problem, the you know, that I know, that you know problem. Literally, it's the problem where it's really the outthinking kind of game. Really what holds us back from progress is that we get into these games of trying to outthink each other, especially in games like chess. The problem is that this process has no natural stopping point. There's no natural stopping point to how much you try to outthink someone else or how they'll try to outthink you. You can go 10 trillion steps, it can go infinity steps. There's no point to stopping. The other thing is that outthinking is not the same as outpositioning. The thing is, those thinking games sink you deeper and deeper into illusion of reality, what you think people will do, and how you think they'll react to you, and how you think they're thinking about what you're thinking. It's just a confusing game that sinks deeper and deeper into illusion. What's good and what's the solution is acting. There we go. Action keeps you in touch with reality. It keeps you in touch with how people's situations really are, how they really think about things, what they really will do. It keeps in touch with that. Not only that, but when you act, people are forced to respond to you. The thing is, it's about making good decisions, not perfect, but good decisions quicker than others. When you act before them, it really sets you at the advantage. You're taking the initiative. The next thing, and the last challenge, is promises and threats. Promises and threats are powerful tools in interactions for a variety of reasons. But what holds us back from progress in using those is that, first of all, it's cost. Whether you promise to reward someone or threaten someone threaten to punish someone, it's costly because you're doing something. You have to either punish someone or you have to reward someone. Not only that, but it's also cost as far as commitment. You're sacrificing your future freedom to either reward or punish someone. So there's your dilemma. Not only that, but there's certain ways you can use promises and threats that diffuse their power of being able to put control in an interaction and get people working for you. How do you get past those problems? Well, really, Sun Tzu's Warriors Rules teaches how promises and threats are useful and how you can make them pay for themselves. That's your opportunity, is really reading the Warriors Rules, specific ones for that article. Anyway, this is Mr. Balderdash on 2.3 personal interactions. Just remember that your information is only as good as your interactions. And you can really tell a lot of people by how they act and interact through their actions, a lot more than you can also tell from their words and what they say during that interaction. It's a really important game, and there's several challenges that you face, and you have to know how to get around those challenges in order to get good information, in order to improve your perspective, ultimately, of your situation. Until next time, this is Mr. Balderdash, signing out.